All right, so this video is going to be called Revelations for Meditation, a conversation. Revelations for Meditations, a conversation. All right, so first of all, I love you. Something that I discovered and I kind of came to realization of yesterday, even though I had been thinking about it in the back of my mind subconsciously for maybe months, years, or whatever, but it just made more sense yesterday. Like, it came to the surface yesterday and it made so much more sense. And what that was that you hear all the time, especially if you're on the spiritual path, that we're light beings. But what people don't necessarily acknowledge, or they don't tell you, is that we have light inside of us. And the light that inside of us are the colors that you see when you close your eyes. Like, some people may not see colors, and I'll explain why, but people tend to see colors when they close their eyes. Like, they'll see, for example, right now I see a pinkish purplish color, and it's kind of orange now, but what I'm saying is we basically see light when we close our eyes, and especially when we go to meditate or when we dream. So the reason why I wanted to call this meditations, revelations for meditations, was because yesterday I was meditating, like, on the way home from, like, the grocery store, and I was noticing how I would see, like, these different colors, and they were basically lights. And I didn't really understand what they were, but I should have understood what they were, but I'm glad I understood what they were yesterday, because they represent the chakras. And anybody who's been on the spiritual path know that the chakras are represented by colors. And since they're represented by colors, we see them as colors when we close our eyes, but we don't necessarily acknowledge it if you're not aware of it. So yesterday I was seeing, like, many different colors. I would say one of the colors that I saw yesterday that kind of, like, put me in the mind that that's what it was the color yellow, but it was kind of transforming to the color green, and it kind of just clicked because of what happened next. Something that we don't acknowledge is our shadow self. And the reason why we don't acknowledge it is because we don't understand it. And this is something else that I personally didn't understand, is that when we see like darkness, or like a brownish color in our aura, or darkish, it could be darkish, or like a blackish color in our aura, that's blockage. It's like blocking the light from being seen, because you basically are supposed to see different colors of the rainbow, and not seeing different colors of the rainbow is a sign that there are blockages inside of you, and that there's stuff that needs to be cleared out of inside of you. So my next point is that when people tell you to focus on your breath and how important it is to focus on your breath, what they don't tell you is that a lot of the bad energy that's inside of you is blockage. It's not something whimsical, or it's not something cute to say when they say that you should focus on your breath, and when you breathe in positivity. When you breathe out negativity. That's not something that's some magical language or anything like that. Even though it is magic, when I tell you what I'm getting ready to tell you, you'll understand why I'm calling it magic, because it's true. Like, when you breathe in positive energy. You breathe in new energy. When you breathe out, you're breathing out bad, negative energy that you may be holding on to, that is of no use to you, and it could be causing you, like, to experience negative emotions. It could be causing you to experience depression, because a lot of depression is just, I want to say, backed up oxygen inside of you. Like, another thing, it's either going to be funny or it's going to be really disgusting when I tell you this, is that when you have gas or when you burp, first of all, you're not supposed to hold it in. You're not supposed to hold in gas because it's bad energy. It encourages your body to hold on to bad or negative energy, because gas is supposed to be released from you. You're not supposed to hold in gas because it can cause sickness, it can cause illness inside of you. Like, even like, it's either gonna get disgusting or whatever. Even like the smell of it, like, you either don't like the smell of your own gas or you do like the smell of your own gas. Like, it's like, ooh, what did I eat? Or ooh, what did I eat? You know, it's like it's that kind of reaction. And even when people around you, like, and you expel gas, either they think it smells bad and they don't want to be around it, or, you know, they don't even notice it. So I say that to say that when I say that it could be a blockage that's being released, and it could be like, the blockage could be negative energy, because blockage is technically negative energy or disagreeable energy to you. Again, we have to be mindful of the fact that it's not negative or positive or good or bad. It's disagreeable or agreeable energy. So when something is disagreeable with you and it wants to part ways with you, it can do so in the form of gas. That sounds funny, but it's true. Like, and disagreeable to you, and it could be disagreeable to you and disagreeable to others. And just to expound on the idea of it being expelled as, you know, gas, people around you can smell it and not want to be around it. Think about if you were holding on to that energy. If you held that energy in, you could also have that energy manifest in a different way. Like, physically, you could use that anger. You can use that energy as anger, or that energy could be anger towards other people. And you don't want to ever express that energy as anger towards other people, because it's not good. Because most of the time, it's not because of something that they've done. It's something that you're holding on to, or something that you're not allowing to be released, or something that you don't quite, you know, understand, or you're on a mental level, like, you don't understand it mentally, like your mind doesn't comprehend it. So it gets like either released verbally through your thoughts, like you could come to like understanding it, like by clearing the energy, or you could release it by clearing the energy, like via passing gas or belching or whatever. Like, it's very important that you understand how important it is to release gas or to breathe properly. Like, breathing is very important. Like we don't focus on that enough. Like, our breath is very important, especially when you're going through a bad situation. You want to be mindful of your breath. And when I say a bad situation, I want to clear that up even. Like, when you're going through a situation where there's a misunderstanding, like you're not necessarily on the same page with a person, you want to be mindful of your breath. Like, because shallow breathing equates to disagreeable energy, and you begin to panic because there's not enough oxygen coming in. So you want to be mindful of your breath. You want to make sure that you're taking in as much oxygen, because with increased oxygen, you get more understanding, you're more open. So it's very important. Like, that's one of the biggest revelations that I got from meditation. And it's something that I learned from a method in Scientology called clearing. Even though I don't follow the Church of Scientology, I don't have anything against the Church of Scientology. Like, I respect all religions, because I understand that there are important parts of all religion that make up a whole. But they call it clearing, where they basically use a technique that teaches you how to release energy and how to go into, you know, your mental issues, like whether it be like, you know, you holding on to something and you're not necessarily being consciously aware of it. Like it could be a depression that you have. They basically teach you how to go into that depression and get to the root cause of it, and you basically gain an understanding, and through that understanding you clear the energy. And that's what you want to do with meditation. You want to clear that energy via the breath. And that's something else that I want to say before I end the video. Like when you do meditate and you see like those blockages, like you want to use the colors as almost like an indicator. When you see those blockages come up, you want to make sure you're breathing more intently. You want to make sure you're focused more on your breath and you're not losing your breath while you're meditating. You want to make sure that your breath is still something that you're focused on. You don't want to get lost in those thoughts or those blockages, because the blockages, even though they can appear as, you know, dark clouds or whatever, you don't want to get lost in those dark clouds. You want to make sure that you are breathing, because the clouds are experiences. There are things that you've went through in your life that you're holding on to that you don't necessarily know that you're aware of. And you can actually go into those clouds and get stuck. Like in your meditation, you can get stuck in those clouds and those negative behaviors. Like you can do this on a regular everyday basis, but you are more aware of it when you're meditating, because you're focused on that specific action of like clearing your mind, which just gave me another revelation. It's so funny because I didn't even think about it that way. Like when you're meditating, you're supposed to be clearing your mind anyway. So wow, like when you're supposed to be meditating, you're clearing your mind. When you're clearing your mind, they tell you, when you're meditating, they tell you to focus on your breath. So you're clearing your mind. That's this. I'm explaining it, and it makes more sense as I'm explaining it. That's crazy, but yeah, it's very important to meditate. It's very important to breathe. I love you. It's very important to focus on your breath. It's very important. And I think that's all I wanted to say for this video. And those are some of the revelations that I got from meditation, and I just wanted to have a conversation about it. Like, I wanted to be a rapper, you know, earlier in life, but, you know, it never panned out for me, but, you know, I still got bars. But, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you, and I hope that you got value from it. I hope that, you know, you're having a great day. The sun just went down. I kind of missed out on a full sun gaze for today, but I got to spend some time in front of, you know, by a tree, kind of leaning on the tree right now. And I got to really clear some energy, and I got the chance to, you know, focus on myself. I got a chance to, you know, look at myself, love myself enough to share this with you. Again, like it's very important that we make the connections and connect dots. Remember, like the black dot is inside of you. The black dot is a representation of the universe, and it's inside of you. Never underestimate the power of that black dot that's inside of you. And on that note, I want to say I love you, and I hope you have a good day, evening.